watches. Political cow unveils the lies. Behind the screen, wisdom surges, lighting up hate with her eyes. In the shadows, secrets lurk. She exposes, she ignites. With every post she does the work, unmasking darkness, revealing lights. Political cow, the beacon bright, unveiling truth, banishing night. With every post she does the work, unmasking darkness, revealing lights. Oh what? Political cow, the beacon bright, unveiling truth, banishing night. Her voice cuts through, stark and raw, shattering deception, breaking the law. Icons crumble, empires fall. She stands tall, fierce and cold. Her voice echoes a thunderous call. In the chaos, her strength unfolds. False prophets scatter, truth ascends. The world watches, mesmerized. Political cow's battle never ends. In her light, dark meets its demise. Political cow, the beacon bright, unveiling truth, banishing night. At every post she does the work, unmasking darkness, revealing lights. Political cow, the beacon bright, unveiling truth, banishing night. Her voice cuts through, stark and raw, shattering deception, breaking the law. Political cow, political cow. Political cow, political cow, the beacon bright, unveiling truth, banishing night. Her voice cuts through, stark and raw, shattering deception, breaking the law. Breaking the law, breaking the law, breaking the law. Political cow, icons crumble, empires fall. She stands tall, fierce and cold. Her voice echoes a thunderous call. In the chaos, her strength unfolds. False prophets scatter, truth ascends. The world watches, mesmerized. Political cow's battle never ends. And in her light, dark meets its demise.
Hey everybody, what is going on? I hope that you had a nice opportunity to catch out with family and friends. Hope you had a good opportunity to check out a lot of the inauguration proceedings earlier in the day. It's time for the balls now. The inaugural balls. There's quite a few of them in succession that happen. And Trump, spoke at the first one here just recently. So going to tune into that. Hear his message. They had troops from from South Korea, call in to have a special moment with the new commander-in-chief. Really good stuff. Very high production value. I think it's you could see it on his face that he's really taking this in, and there's a different level of commitment and a different level of appreciation. I think this go around. Not to say that he was not appreciative before, but it's with everything that's gone on. I think there's a different level of appreciation and a desire to help people in general throughout this process. So let's get going on this. And I am not going to play whatever music. I got my own fancy patriotic music that'll play. How about that? Interesting. They're doing first dance almost, right? I think there's left to be a service member that comes up that he dances with as well. Come up here in a little bit. But interesting. They do the opening dance here at the inaugural ball. Yeah, this is an American stream. Looking at the chat comments coming through here. What's going on, Yoda? I am going for the Bills. Forget the Chiefs. No way. It's not happening again. And I see you've got the icon. You know, it's so hysterical that that wig he's got on. I forgot Dave Chappelle. Yeah, so one guy, this is inaugural ball. Mass deportations are going to start. I mean, it's being characterized wrong. And hey, guys, like and subscribe, por favor. Mass deportations, I don't think is the right way to look at this. It's enforcement of immigration policy that is on the books, and the immediate target will be folks that have broken the law. Oh, we got more music going here. Let me play my other patriotic song that we got going on here. Wait, it's like the same song. There we go. Oh yeah, there you go. Different service members coming up. Who else is up there? Man, that dude is tall. Look, it's like 7 foot tall. It's JD. Who's that like 7 foot tall feller on to the right, dancing with Melania? Jeez. Should play ball. Doctor Who says you're Australian, you love Trump. Absolutely. Absolutely. Chiefs 3P. Oh man, you know it's turned into the Patriots situation for me. I just can't do it. I'm a Saints fan. Drew Brees was our franchise. Now I don't know. We're in shambles for the foreseeable future. Just in shambles. Let's see if they got some. I need to overlay my own music so I don't get hit with a copyright on this, folks. So this is my own patriotic music that I'm trying to overlay with the crowd reaction so you can get a glimpse of the response of the folks coming in here. But hey, look at this. This is like Mardi Gras ball scale things like in the Superdome. Massive presidential seal right there.
This is a great honor. We have a lot of Space Force here, by the way. A lot of Space Force. We're very proud of Space Force. But there's nowhere else I'd rather be tonight than with some of the greatest American patriots of all, the men and women of the United States military. Thank you very much. This is quite a gathering, huh? It's a celebration because we're going to turn our country around. We're going to make America great again. I've had no higher privilege in life than to serve as your commander-in-chief, not once but twice. And you're incredible, and the people of our The people of our country respect you and they love you so much. You don't see it, you don't hear about it too much, but they love you just so much you wouldn't even believe it. So thank you very much. They're honored to have you. We're joined this evening by the service members from every branch of the U.S. Armed Forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, Coast Guard, Marines, and Space Force. And I salute you all. Let me also thank our incredible military spouses, what you have to put up with. They put up with a lot. And family members here tonight. We have so many and so many brilliant families. And you do more than anyone else to support our nation's heroes. And on behalf of every American, I want to thank you very much. We have some people with us tonight. You know, we have the head of the Republican Party, and we won. And then she said, all right, Dad, I think that's enough for me now. Let's win and let's go to something else. She wants to get back to her beautiful babies, but she's married to a guy known as my son, Eric Trump. And Laura was essentially chairman, along with Michael Whatley, of the Republican Party, and they were tough. They weren't going to stand for any nonsense, and they did a fantastic job, and we won every single swing state. We won the, we won the popularity. We were the most popular candidate in a long time. And I have to tell you, with the military, we really won. I want to thank, obviously, a tremendous supporter of yours, and if I ever got out of line, she'd get me right back in line when it comes to you. Melania, First Lady, she's been fantastic for us. And our Vice President, you know him well. He's all about you. He's a big believer in our military. J.D. Vance and Usha. And I have other family members here. Don's in there somewhere, and Ivanka's there. Where is Ivanka? There's so many people. But we have a lot of family members. Tiffany is here. Barron was with us today. He's that tall one, I will tell you. And he's doing a good job. But today we celebrate the enduring strength and resilience of our glorious republic. And so it's highly appropriate that we also honor the men and women who keep us safe. And that's what you are. Your bravery inspires us, your service unites us, and your sacrifice and spirit protect us all. We made a little speech today. I think you probably saw it. Who did see it or hear it? Did anybody? Well, I think we said a lot, and we said more than anything else that we love you, we respect you so much, and we have a big commitment to each and every one of you. Starting today, America will be stronger and greater than it's ever been before. That's happening for us. That was a big win. That was a tremendous win. We all worked hard for it, and a big part of the reason that I won was because of my relationship with you, so we appreciate it. Under the leadership of our next Secretary of Defense, who I just saw, Pete Hegseth, who's fantastic. Where is Pete? I saw him backstage. I don't know. There's so many people. How do you find anybody in this crowd? This is a big crowd. But if Pete's around, if Pete can hear this, come on up here, Pete. But we will again build the most powerful military the world has ever seen. We're going to have it. You know, we did that 4 years ago, and then it was a little bit dissipated. But we're going to do it again, but much bigger, much stronger than ever before. We're also doing the Iron Dome, all made in America. We're going to have a nice Iron Dome. You're going to protect us with the use of the Iron Dome. Instead of worrying about political agendas, you don't have to worry about that at all. There's only one focus: defeating America's enemies. We're not going to be defeated. We're not going to be humiliated. We're only going to win, win, win. We're going to win, win, win. And we really do have some just incredible people working with us. So I've been looking around for generals like George Patton, Douglas MacArthur, Ulysses S. Grant. His stock has gone way up in the last 20 years, wouldn't you say, JT? They used to say bad things about him. Now all of a sudden he's very well respected, but
his
we all
administration
fight to
was
win,
one of the
and
most
we're going to
corrupt.
win, and we're
It's
going to win
Grant.
like never before. In many ways, the economy
The negative things
is
they would say.
going to be strong. We're not going to let all of our nations, our friendly and unfriendly nations, push us around from any standpoint, including the economy, because we have something that they don't have. We have a power that they don't have. Liquid gold under our feet, the likes of which no other nation has. Yet, as I said in my inaugural address, we will measure our success not only by the battles we win, but also by the wars we end, and perhaps most importantly, the wars we never get into. It's called peace through strength. We won't have to fight the war, right? We don't have to fight the wars. If we can do it without fighting, as long as we have total victory, we do it without fighting. Through our power and might, we will lead the world to peace. Our friends will respect us, our enemies will fear us, and the whole world will admire the unrivaled greatness of the United States military. And I will tell you, we made big strides. We totally rebuilt the United States military 2017, 2019, 2018. We rebuilt the entire U.S. military, and now we're going to do it again. A lot of it's been dissipated by people that don't know what the hell they're doing. But we're going to do it again. And this is going to be the dawn of the golden age of America. This is the golden age of America. And tonight, I'm filled with optimism for what lies ahead over the next 4 years. We will replenish the pride of our armed forces, end the recruitment crisis. And by the way, the recruitment numbers are through the roof in the last 2 months. I wonder why. Why? I don't. Why the hell are they through? You know, you're having a little problem with recruitment. That's not good. And now the numbers are higher than they've just about ever. You know why? They love what they see for the future of our country. And they didn't love what they were seeing for the last 4 years. It was ridiculous. It's a big thing, actually. This big story is the recruiting has gone really through the roof, and that's good. I want to thank every service member here tonight and across the globe to know that you're at the heart of America's greatness. It's an exceptional honor to join you again in serving this magnificent nation that we all love, and that we're going to make greater, better, bigger, stronger. We're going to make it something that even you will be surprised. You'll see that, and it's going to be led by our great military, the strength of our military. We're going to make our military so strong that we don't have to use it. Wouldn't that be good? We don't have to use it. They'll look at us and they'll say, there's no way we're going after that one. So I want to just say to you, God bless you. God bless our armed forces. God bless our men and women serving overseas. And God bless the United States of America. Thank you. Thank you very much. So they say we have some troops from South Korea, and I have no idea how we're getting them on this screen. I've been waiting for it for about 2 seconds. Oh, here it comes. No, that's a cake. Hello, everybody. How we doing over there? How's Kim Jong-un doing? How are you?
President, how do you hear me?
That's a good-looking group of people, isn't it? Thank you for being with us, please. Yes, I hear you fine.
Sir, I'm Lieutenant General Chris Lee, Maine General 8th Army, This is Command Star Major Raman Balmer. We're based at Camp Humphrey, South Korea, United States bedrock of unmistakable land power on freedom's frontier in Asia. Protection of both homelands, sir. It's a profound honor to stand before you today, representing our incredible team here in Korea. We're deeply grateful for this opportunity to be part of this occasion. Sir, on behalf of the brave men and women who serve under my command and the thousands of dedicated service members that are part of the joint team in Korea, congratulations on your victory as the 47th President of the United States. Welcome back, Mr. President. Sir, we'd be privileged to host you here in Korea soon. You can see firsthand the lethality of our soldiers here, how our formations are, our fight tonight focus, and our ironclad commitment to the defense of Korea and our homelands. To meet the families who serve alongside our warfighters, sir. Pacific.
How about that? So, could I ask you, how is it going in South Korea right now? How's it doing? You have somebody with pretty bad intentions, I guess. You know, you would say that, although I developed a pretty good relationship with him, but he's a tough cookie. How is it going over there? How is it doing?
Every day we train, we stay hard, we plan for anything that you possibly could need us to do. The alliance is strong. We're ready to receive you, Mr. President.
Well, thank you very much. This is really, is this man central casting or what? If I'm doing a movie, I pick him to play my lead. I want to thank you all very much. What a good-looking group of people, and we are very secure when we have people like you in our military, and we're having a beautiful time in Washington. We just had that great election that you alluded to. It was a big one. It was a very big win. We won everything. We won just about everything. The only thing that matters, though, is we won with the military, the likes of which nobody's seen before. So that's really good. But I would like to just thank you all, and I'll see you soon. If anybody would like to make a statement, please do so. If you'd like to say something, you have a big group of people. We have all night, right? We have all night. If anybody would like to make a statement, go ahead.
Who, sir?
That is great. You see that? They're not going to play games with you. That's good. I like to see that. Nobody's playing games with that man. Have a good time, everybody. Say hello to everybody over there. I have a lot of friends in South Korea. And great job. You look really sharp, really special, and you are a special guy. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much. That's great, isn't it? That's great, but you're great. Thank you all very much. Have a great time. Commander-in-Chief, this is the ball. This is the big one. This is the first one I stopped at. I hope the other ones don't hear me say that. But this is the one. And now we're going to cut a cake. And they said, could you be very, very careful, sir? Don't cut the plane, which is cake. Cut the runway. I think that's a good idea. Thank you very much. We love you all. Thank you very much.
Presenting the sabers to the President and Vice President, Captain Abigail Barge, United States Air Force, Petty Officer, 2nd Class Robert George, United States Coast Guard.
Yeah, back to it with my own fancy music here. Check this out. This is the cake in the shape of Air Force One. Look at this thing. Look at this. It's literally an Air Force One cake. And they're cutting it with the sabers. So that's insanity. Man, I am so sick, guys. I don't even know what to tell you.
Secret Service is getting very nervous right now.
Yeah, I live in the reddest of the red state. I'm in Texas, folks. Yes, she is. goodness. Absolutely right. Everybody go check out Sheena. I think she might have a channel out there. Go check out her channel. A comment on the hand on the Bible. It's Twitter. Okay, so you see them dancing here. They're playing YMCA in the background. I'm just typing in my own patriotic music over it because for copyright concerns. But that's what's going on. That's why he's doing his iconic fist pump. Look at that. Oh man, look at that knee lock. Lock it out. Holy cow. Melania's trying not to lose her marbles here. So I'm just going to have to do this when they have music at these rallies and events. I'm just going to type in my own patriotic stuff as we kind of go here. It's a pretty neat cake though, and then they cut it with that saber too. Jeez. Well, it's officially snowing in Houston, folks. Officially snowing. We'll have to see if our windmills hold up or they're going to lock up again. I don't think we have spare capacity on our nat gas generators. Not generators, plants. Use the right bathroom to get help. We see them having a really great time with this ball. I'm interested in seeing if Trump is going to drop by a few different balls or whatever. What's going to happen? Let me just check. See if he's popping up somewhere else now all of a sudden. But what I wanted to get to, if he's not popping up in a different ball now, I mean, he's been going since early this morning. So, I mean, I don't even know what to say. Signing pardons. What was it? I gotta sneeze, guys. Hold on. No, I'm sick as a dog. Okay. Yes, thank you for the follows. Got 690. Let's see if we can get 15.7. Bump it up to 16,000. Jeez, that is nuts. Over 1,000 in one day. One cup. I can't get over that comment. Use the right bathroom to get help. Oh my gosh. Best felon ever. I think you misspelled it there, Yoda. I think it's best feller ever. I think that's what you're trying to get at right there. So they're starting to replay the motorcade from earlier. I'm going to shift over here. Let's give it just a sec. I'm going to skip this nonsense.
Full part.
Okay. I'm going to the executive orders.
Full part. We have about 6. These are the hostages. Approximately 1,500 for a pardon.
Yes.
Full pardon.
Full pardon or commutation?
Full pardon. We have about 6 commutations in there where we're doing further research.
Okay.
Nice to see you again. So this is a big one. Anything you want to explain about this? We hope they get them. We hope they come out tonight, frankly. They're expecting it. Approximately 1,500 people. Six commutations.
Were there any cases you did not commute or pardon people?
We're looking at different things, but the commutations would be the ones that we'll take a look, and maybe it'll stay that way, or it'll go to, full pardon.
And the order does require the Bureau of Prisons to act immediately on receipt of the pardons and commutation orders. Sir, this is an
Why don't we get that down so they can get them going right now?
Yes, sir.
Is that okay?
Did you hear that? He's like, hey, listen, don't just sit there and hold it. You need to send that in so they can get the folks out, right? So I mean, he's actually worried about these people.
Yep, absolutely. This is a proclamation guaranteeing the state's protection against invasion based on the current crisis at the southern border. It invokes various executive powers relating to the ongoing invasion at the southern border.
Rumbling. Sorry to hear that.
Mr. President, what makes you confident that those are not going to be blocked by the courts?
I don't think they will. I don't think they can be. They're very straight up. Why don't you take that and go over here? Could you get him over here, not on the side angle? Do you mind? Just go right over here with your friends. Okay?
Sir, this is an executive order realigning the United States refugee admission program to better align with American principles and American interests.
Okay? Okay?
Thank you, sir. This next executive order is about protecting America from foreign terrorists and other national security and public safety threats. Again, crisis at the border, but it goes beyond that and it implicates other executive powers as well.
Okay?
President Trump, if cartels are now going to be seen as foreign terror organizations, would you think about ordering U.S. Special Forces into Mexico to take them out?
Could happen. Stranger things have happened.
Mr. President,
And that was
will you
actually
make sure that Maduro would accept Venezuelans?
Say it.
How will you make sure that Maduro will accept Venezuelans?
Well, we're going to see in Venezuela. We're looking at Venezuela very strongly. It's a country I know very well for a lot of reasons, and it's it was a great
Copper,
country
you're
20
right.
years
A
ago.
lot
Now
of
it's a
the
mess.
Biden supporters are a bunch of sissies, but we got to help them out. We got to bring them back
Tomorrow in major
into the
cities.
mix. Help them
What
follow
does
the
that
line.
mean?
Can we expect ICE raids in major cities?
I don't want to say when, but it's going to happen. Has to happen, or we're not going to have a country left.
This is actually an executive order designating the cartels and other organizations to be foreign terrorist organizations.
That's a big one.
Yes, sir.
People have wanted to do this for years. So they are now designated as terrorist organizations, foreign. And Mexico probably doesn't want that. But we have to do what's right. They're killing our people. They're killing 250.
So here's how this process works. There's a stack of legal documents, right? Memorandums or whatever in the form of an executive order. He's pre-approved a list of 200 or so that they said that they're going to do today. Pre-approved. Each one of them has a sticky on it. So this his aide that's sitting there next to him can announce what it is, the next one that he's signing. So all this has been pre-approved and vetted. He's just going through the process of demonstrating that his signature is going on it. It's not a, let me read this as we go. This has been in the works for well over a month since the election happened. So just a, ceremonial type thing, a demonstration for the cameras to kind of show he's true to his word. He's putting this thing into effect. He's signing these orders to get things moving.
300,000 American people a year, not 100, like has been reported for 15 years.
Yeah.
It's
There you
probably
go.
300,000.
Yep.
This is an executive.
Mexico doesn't want that. How are you going to deal with this?
I don't know. You'll have to ask them.
Sir, this is an executive order entitled Protecting the American People Against Invasion, which again deals with the southern border and the unprecedented admission of illegal aliens across the southern border.
What do you see the biggest national security threat to the U.S., Mr. President? What's going to be your priority on foreign policy?
Say?
What's going to be your priority on foreign policy? What do you see as the biggest
Well,
national
foreign
security
policy is a
threat?
big statement. I mean, my priority on foreign policy, it's going to be to keep America safe. Very simple. It's a big question, though. That's a very big
Who
question.
is going to be the first foreign leader that you plan to meet, or who you're going to call tomorrow on your first day in
I've
office?
already been meeting people. I've been meeting them. I've been talking to them. I met with Prime Minister Trudeau, like all Governor Trudeau. I met with numerous foreign leaders. Go ahead.
Sir, this next order relates to the definition of birthright citizenship under the 14th Amendment of the United States.
Yeah, that's a good one. Birthright. That's a big one.
What about that one in the courts? That one is likely to be passed.
Could be. We think we have good grounds, but you could be right. I mean, you'll find out. It's ridiculous. We're the only country in the world that does this with birthright, as you know. And it's just absolutely ridiculous. But, you know, we'll see. We have very good grounds.
Sir,
People have wanted to do this for decades.
Sir, this is a proclamation declaring a national emergency at the southern border of the United States.
That's a big one. A lot of big ones, huh? You know what that means, right?
President Trump, did President Biden leave you a letter?
He may have. Wait. Don't they leave it on the desk? I don't know. Oh.
What's in there?
Thank you, Peter. It could have been years before we found it. Wow. Thank you.
What does it say on the outside?
Maybe we should all read it together.
Let's read it.
Well, maybe I'll read it first and then make that
That
determination.
sounds great.
Peter, thank you very much. I may not have seen this for months.
Happy to help with the passing of the torch.
I did. I left him one in the desk just like this.
What are you talking about?
Unification of our country. You know, I didn't know that he gave a pardon to his family because he did it during my speech.
He didn't tell you in the limo?
No, he didn't tell me. No. He did it. They released it during my speech. I mean, during my speech. So all I could do was say, excuse me, I'd like to come back and speak some more. So, no, we were surprised by that.
Mr. President,
It's bad precedent, obviously.
where are you thinking on tariffs on Mexico, given these actions you're signing on the border?
Well, we're thinking in terms of 25% on Mexico and Canada because they're allowing vast numbers of people. Canada's a very bad abuser also. Vast numbers of people to come in and fentanyl to come in.
When do you think you would enact those?
I think February 1st.
Are you planning on giving notice of that?
I think we'll do it February 1st.
25% on both, sir?
Sir,
On each.
On each, yes.
this is an executive order taking a large number of executive actions to secure our southern border.
Okay? Sounds reasonable.
President Trump, we remember 4 years ago, Barack Obama had told you that the top threat to the country was going to be North Korea. Did Joe Biden tell you what he thinks the top threat to the country is right now?
No.
Why not?
I think we have a lot of them. Right now, I think we have a lot. I think North Korea turned out to be good. I was very friendly with him. He liked me. I liked him. We got along very well. And they thought that was a tremendous threat. Now, he is a nuclear power, but we got along. I think he'll be happy to see him coming back.
And
I think he has tremendous condo capability. He's got a lot of shoreline.
Thank you, sir.
Are you going to work with countries from South America to coordinate on immigration?
About who?
About immigration in general.
This is an executive order. Sorry, sir.
I'm fine with legal immigration. I like it. We need people, and I'm absolutely fine with it. We want to have it. We need it because we're going to have a lot of companies coming in to avoid tariffs. You know, if you don't want tariffs, all you have to do is build your plant in the U.S. So we're going to have a lot of workers coming in, but we have to have legal immigration.
Do you have a date in mind for when you want to put in on the China tariffs that you talked about?
Which one?
60%?
No. You're talking about which? Say it again.
The China tariffs, the broad
China?
tariffs.
Well, as you know, I put on large tariffs on China, and they've really been forced to leave them. And if we didn't leave them, you wouldn't have one steel mill that's open in this country because they were dumping massive amounts of steel. We've taken in hundreds of billions of dollars from China because they were unable to terminate the tariffs I put on China because it was too much money and the budgets didn't work and other reasons too. No, I mean, we're going to have meetings and calls with President Xi. I spoke to President Xi last week, as you know. Did you know that? I had a very good phone call.
Did you please come with NATO at this moment? Are you planning to meet your NATO allies?
No, NATO has to pay more money. NATO has to pay 5%. We're in the Ukraine war by $200 billion more than NATO. It's ridiculous because it affects them a lot more. We have an ocean in between. And we've spent $200 billion more on Ukraine than NATO has spent. And they've got to equalize.
Did you talk to Xi about the Ukraine war?
Yeah.
Because China and Brazil together has a proposal to bring Russia and Ukraine to talk.
That's good. That's fine. I'm ready.
When are you going to talk with the Brazilian president?
How did Brazil get involved?
Brazil's
This is a new one.
When are you going to talk to Lula?
Are you from Brazil?
I'm from Brazil.
That's why they're involved, I guess.
When are you going to talk with the Brazilian president? How do you see your relationship with Latin America and Brazil?
Great. Should be great. They need us much more than we need them. We don't need them. They need us. Everybody needs us.
Mr. President, it sounds like you will not proceed with additional China tariffs necessarily, depending on how talks go with President Xi. Is that correct?
What does that define that?
Well, we are asking, you pledged in the campaign potentially a 10% tariff on China or as much as
Because of fentanyl.
Right. So I'm asking where you're...
That's only because of fentanyl. There are other things too.
Are additional...
And a very big thing is the Panama Canal. China controls the Panama Canal. What's that all about? They're not supposed to be good. When Jimmy Carter gave it, which was a terrible mistake, he didn't do it. He didn't give it to China. He gave it to Panama. And China controls the Panama Canal.
So are China tariffs...
And we're not going to allow that to happen.
Are they still on the table, or is that...
We're not going to allow that to happen.
Thank you, sir.
What can we expect of the countries in NATO that spend the least amount of money, like Spain, France, below the 5%?
Spain is very low. And yet, are they a BRICS nation?
What?
They're a BRICS nation, Spain. You know what a BRICS nation is? Well, you'll figure it out. But, and if the BRICS nations want to do that, that's okay, but we're going to put at least a 100% tariff on the business they do with the United States. You know what the BRICS is, right? You guys know.
Brazil,
you know what I'm saying, right? You know what I'm saying.
Sir, this is an...
So it's not even a threat. In fact, since I made that statement, Biden said, well, they have us over a barrel. I said, no, we have them over a barrel. And there's no way they're going to be able to do that.
This is an executive order relating to...
those countries, like Spain?
As a BRICS nation, yes. They'll have a 100% tariff if they so much as even think about doing what they thought.
Can you explain how it's...
And therefore they'll give it up immediately. So will China give it up.
So this is about reforming the system of hiring in the federal government to ensure that merit is the lodestar of hiring decisions
as per the Supreme Court.
Other matters. Yes, sir.
Mr. President, this is a big deal. Merit. Our country is going to be based on merit again. Can you believe it?
Mr. President, you had said you would end the Russia-Ukraine war on your first day in office. Where do things stand right now, and how do you intend?
Well, this is only half a day. I have another half a day left. We'll see. We want to get it done.
This is an order creating and implementing the Department of Governmental Efficiency, known as DOGE.
Okay, that's a big one.
Is Elon Musk going to get a West Wing office?
No, he's getting an office for about 20 people that we're hiring to make sure that these get implemented. We have a problem in this country. You sign an executive order, it doesn't get done for 6 months. As an example, when we allow the J6 hostages to go out, it might not be approved under the old days for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 6 months. You know, they had a good ruling from the Supreme Court, and it's like nothing happened. That ruling was 6 months ago, you know that. And it was like they didn't have a ruling. They've been treated very unfair. The judges have been absolutely brutal. The prosecutors have been brutal. Nobody's ever treated people in this country like that.
Mr. President, are you commuting the sentences of anyone who assaulted a police officer on January 6th?
Well, we're looking at 2 police officers, actually, that Washington police officers who went after an illegal, and things happened, and they ended up putting them in jail. They got 5-year jail sentences. You know the case. And we're looking at that in order to give them a, we got to give them a break.
But is there clemency in your actions today for anyone?
Well, it would be a pardon. That would be a pardon. The one I'm talking about would be a pardon.
Here you go, sir.
Should there be punishment for the people who assaulted law enforcement officers that day?
Well, I will say this. They've been in jail for a long time already. I see murderers in this country get 2 years, 1 year, and maybe no time. So they've already been in jail for a long time. These people have been destroyed. What they've done to these people is outrageous. There's rarely been anything like it in history, in the history of our country. And even people that were aggressive, and in many cases, I believe they happen to be outside agitators, but, you know, what do I know, right? But I think they were outside agitators. There were outside agitators involved. And obviously the FBI was involved because Ray admitted the FBI was involved. Didn't he say 23 people indirectly or directly were involved? And it was then 26. That's a lot of people. No, we got to take care of these people have been treated so badly. It's never happened before. What happened in Seattle where they took over a big portion of the city? What happened in Portland where they burn down the city every day and people die? Nothing happened to anybody. But they go after these people violently. I mean, they're still going after brand new people. They found somebody else with a picture. There's never been anything like this. And you know, it's almost 100%. Think of this. Almost 100% of the people are convicted. 100%. It's Washington, D.C. People go into a trial and they say, oh, I have a wonderful lawyer and I didn't do anything wrong. And they end up in shackles almost immediately and jail. No, we're not going to let it happen.
About Greenland, you have shown interest in buying it, but is there any other option that would satisfy you?
About what?
Greenland, instead of buying it.
Finland?
Greenland.
Oh, Greenland. Greenland is a wonderful place. We need it for international security. And I'm sure that Denmark will come along. I think it's costing them a lot of money to maintain it, to keep it. The people of Greenland are not happy with Denmark, as you know. I think they're happy with us. We had representatives, my son and representatives went up there 2 weeks ago, and they like us. So we'll see what happens. But Greenland is necessary, not for us, it's necessary for international security. You have Russian boats all over the place. You have China boats all over the place, warships. And they can't maintain it.
When are you going to be talking to Vladimir Putin?
Who?
Do you plan to meet President Putin, sir?
I'll be meeting with President Putin.
When?
I don't know. I can't. It's being set up.
Your first trip foreign that might be, sir?
So first foreign trip typically has been with UK. But I did it with Saudi Arabia last time because they agreed to buy $450 billion worth of our product. I said, I'll do it, but you have to buy American product, and they agreed to do that. They bought $450 billion. It was the least reported story I've ever been involved in.
And now, where are you planning to go now?
Well, I don't know. If Saudi Arabia wanted to buy another 450 or 500, we'll up it for all the inflation.
Mr. President, you say you were going
I think
to
I'd
end the
probably go
war first day. How do you plan to end the Ukraine war?
Well, we're going to try and get it done as quickly as possible.
Do you want to push Israel and Saudi Arabia?
It should have never started. You know, the war with Ukraine and Russia should have never started. It would have never started if I were president.
Will you push Israel and Saudi Arabia to normalize relations?
I don't think I have to push them. I think it's going to happen, but maybe not quite yet. But they'll end up being in the Accords, the Abraham Accords.
President Trump,
I think Saudi Arabia will end up being in the Abraham Accords.
This year?
Could be, but, you know, soon, not in a very long way. Ooh, look at that, it says TikTok. My, what is that all about?
First, we have Alaska, sir. This is an executive order relating to unleashing Alaska's potential as an energy reservoir for the entire nation.
And what about Anwar?
I believe that would be included in aspects of the order.
So we're opening up Anwar.
On the TikTok piece, President Trump, you and your members of your team now used to warn about the dangers of TikTok spying on Americans. What changed that you're not worried about that anymore?
Well, it depends on the deal. I mean, I may not do the deal or I may do the deal. TikTok is worthless. Worthless if I don't approve it. It has to close. I learned that from the people that own it. If I don't do the deal, it's worthless. Worth nothing. If I do the deal, it's worth maybe $1 trillion. $1 trillion. So if I do the deal I'm talking about doing it for the United States. If I do the deal for the United States, then I think we should get half.
The TikTok
In other words, I think the U.S. should be entitled to get half of TikTok. And congratulations, TikTok has a good partner. And that
was a funny comment here. Austin, the only thing live in these videos is the chat. So the chat is very lively. Very much agree.
would be worth, could be $500 billion or something. It's crazy. The numbers are crazy. But it's worth.
And hey, guys, link in the bio, link in the description. If you go to my channel page, it's the first link on my link tree also. If you want to call in, I have a guest link for people to be able to just kind of voice their thoughts. You don't have to turn on your camera. It's not a big deal. But it'll connect you in. You can kind of say your piece and then, go from there. Sorry again for the voice. I am very ill at the moment.
If the president doesn't sign, then it's worthless. If the president does sign, it's worth maybe $1 trillion. So I think, like a joint venture, I think we would have a joint venture with the people from TikTok. We'll see what happens. I mean, that's one of many ideas I've had.
The CEO is now. Did he say that he's open to that idea?
Who?
The CEO of TikTok is around.
Oh, I think he'd probably like it. Because he's got nothing. I mean, they really have nothing. It's passed in Congress. It gives the president a right to make a deal or to close it. And we have 90 days to make that decision. But I could see making a deal where the U.S. gets 50% of TikTok, polices it a little bit or a lot, depends on them. But remember, they make telephones in China. They make all sorts of things in China. Nobody ever complains about that. Here they're complaining about this. There's so many different products made in China, and nobody ever complained about it. The only one they complain about is TikTok. And TikTok is largely young people. I guess I have a warm spot for TikTok that I didn't have originally. But, I went on TikTok, and I won young people up by 36%, Peter. And Republicans typically don't do too well with young people. But it's a different Republican Party.
Would the U.S. government buy a portion of TikTok then, or how would it get that 50%?
No, you'd take 50% of TikTok for the approval that TikTok could continue in business. And they'd have a great partner. The U.S. would be their partner. But the U.S. essentially would be paid for doing that half of the value of TikTok.
Would there be a private sector owner as
Could
well?
be, yeah, could be a lot. Tell you what, every rich person has called me about TikTok.
You wanted to block TikTok. Why did you change your mind?
Because I got to use it. And remember, TikTok is largely about kids, young kids. If China's going to get information about young kids, I don't know. I think, to be honest with you, I think we have bigger problems than that. But when you take a look at telephones that are made in China and all the other things that are made in China, military equipment made in China, TikTok, I think TikTok is not their biggest problem. But there's big value in TikTok if it gets approved. If it doesn't get approved, there's no value. So if we create that value, why aren't we entitled to like half?
Sir, if they don't take it in 90 days, will you shut them down?
Does Biden ever do news conferences like this? How many news conferences, Peter, has he done like this?
Like this?
None.
0.
And it would be 0 for the next infinity For infinity, it would be zero.
Mr. President, when you plan to talk to President Musk, going to help implement the executive orders? I think you mentioned implementation.
Elon, no. Elon's very busy sending rocket ships up to various places with lots of satellites on them.
What is your reaction to the confirmation of Marco Rubio, and what does it mean for Latin America?
Which one?
Marco Rubio.
Marco Rubio. You said Marco. Marco
Rubio.
Yeah, I think he's great. I think Marco's doing a fantastic job. I think he's going to get a lot of votes. I think he's going to be at 90% or something. I mean, I'm hearing very good. People know him. They know him in the Senate. They know he's good. He's doing a good job. I don't know. I can't tell you. I don't know what's going to happen with that. He's got some very strong ideas, though, Marco.
You signed the TikTok order, right? Did you sign the TikTok order?
Yeah.
Yes, that was just signed.
President Marco Rubio's ideas is
Just signed it.
How many did
still
you sign?
changing Venezuela, changing power. Are you still committed with Maduro leaving power in Venezuela?
Well, we're going to find out about that, too, because we're going to probably stop buying oil from Venezuela. We don't need their oil.
Another embargo like the first term?
Well, it could be, but we don't want to buy. We don't have to buy their oil. We have plenty of oil for ourselves, so
President Trump,
that'll change Venezuela quite a bit.
President Trump, there was a lot of concern about this during the campaign. A question that only works today. Are you a dictator on day one?
No. I can't imagine even being called that. No, I believe in the sanctity of the vote. The Democrats didn't because they cheated like dogs, but I believe in the sanctity, and this was too big to rig. This last election was just too big to rig.
Mr. President,
But
when do you think climate
really
change
the opposite.
When do you plan to speak to President Putin?
Could be very soon.
And you've talked a bit about Ukraine and Russia, but how long do you think it would take to end that conflict? And
I have to speak to President Putin. We're going to have to find out. He can't be thrilled. He's not doing so well. I mean, he's grinding it out, but most people thought that war would have been over in about 1 week. And now you're into 3 years, right? So he can't be thrilled. It's not making him look very good. Now, eventually, I mean, it's a big machine, so things will happen. But I think he'd be very well off to end that war. We have numbers that almost 1 million Russian soldiers have been killed. About 700,000 Ukrainian soldiers are killed. Russia's bigger. They have more soldiers.
Yeah, I just got to say that congestion pricing is insanity. I mean, I don't know how they expect people to get in the city to do their jobs and stuff. Vast majority of folks that are doing wide variety of jobs, right? Millions and millions of people. I don't know what is going on with that. I don't know.
To lose, but that's no way to run a country.
What did your TikTok order do, Mr. President?
It just gave me the right to sell it or close it. Essentially, with TikTok, I have the right to either sell it or close it. And we'll make that determination. And we may have to get an approval from China, too. I'm not sure. But I'm sure they'll approve it. And if they don't approve it, it would be somewhat of a hostile act, I think. But it's good for...
Hey, the Canada thing, I think, was a joke. He was just messing with Trudeau because Trudeau's weak. The Canadian Conservative Party leader also kind of alluded to that. Greenland is of significance to us strategically, militarily, because of access to the Arctic. There's a lot more. I mean, you just look. It doesn't take far to go from Canada to Russia, just going over the North Pole there. So Greenland has other strategic purposes. It's not just green, right? It's not for the ice caps or whatever. I mean, excuse me, the icebergs and stuff like that. I don't know, folks are thinking about from an environmental standpoint. There's a military purpose to it. There's a strategic interest. And, these things are in the works probably for a long time. And it's just coming out now. He's one that's willing to say it, right?
For China if it gets approved.
Mr. President, you're not guaranteeing that TikTok will be around after 90 days from today?
No, but it could very well be. It makes sense for it to be, because it's got tremendous value. But if we create the value by approving, in other words, that approval gives it tremendous value. If that's the case, then we should be entitled to 50% as a country. You understand? You haven't heard that one before, right? That's called a joint venture. And nobody ever thought that way before. Well, I don't know. I think you have a lot of people that would be interested in TikTok with the United States as a partner.
Mr. President, what was it like walking into the Oval Office this evening?
Oh, what a great feeling. One of the better feelings I've ever had.
Do you like this town better now than in 2017?
Well, we're very experienced now. You would say nobody's ever had experience like I have. I've dealt with some very good people. I've dealt with some very bad people, and I know who the bad ones are and the good ones are. You know, don't forget, I was very successful in primarily the real estate business. And people used to say, who's worse, a politician or a vicious real estate developer? And I'd always say, you know, the real estate developer is far worse. But after about 3 months and getting to know scum like Adam Schiff and other people like that, I said, no, actually, real estate people are quite nice by comparison.
You said you plan to speak with President Putin soon. What about President Zelensky, and what's your message?
Yeah, I would, but he's told me he wants to make a deal. I mean, he wants to make, Zelensky wants to make a deal. I don't know if Putin does. He might not. I don't know. He should make a deal. I think he's destroying Russia by not making a deal. I think Russia's going to be in big trouble. You take a look at their economy. You take a look at the inflation in Russia. So I would hope. I got along with him great, and you know, I would hope he wants to make a deal.
Mr. President, are you keeping U.S. sanctions on Russia until he makes a deal?
Well, sanctions or tariffs. I think the word tariff is much better because it keeps your dollar stronger. I think tariffs are more effective. I mean, I use sanctions on Iran. Iran was broke. When I left office, Iran was broke. They had no money for Hamas or Hezbollah, none. They were flat broke. And October 7th would have never happened. And I think you all know that. It would have never happened. They had no money. Now they're rich, but you know, they're weakened in a different way. I would say that the one attack by Israel really set them back. It really set them back. The Pagers, and others. You know, the attack on air defense was a bad attack for Iran.
What are you signing now, sir?
It's an executive order relating to reforms to the federal workforce, including to the senior executive service.
We're getting rid of all of the cancer. I call it cancer. The cancer caused by the Biden administration.
Sir.
How confident are you, Mr. President, that you can keep the ceasefire in Gaza and conclude the 3 phases of this deal?
I'm not confident. That's not our war, it's their war, but
Apologize.
I'm not confident, but I think they're very weakened on the other side.
Do you support the 2 states?
Gaza, boy, I looked at a picture of Gaza. Gaza is like a massive demolition site. That place it's really got to be rebuilt in a different way.
Do you plan to help rebuilding Gaza?
I might. You know, Gaza's interesting. It's a phenomenal location. On the sea, best weather. You know, everything's good. It's like some beautiful things could be done with it, but it's very interesting. But some fantastic things could be done with Gaza.
How do you see the future in governance for Gaza?
Well, it depends. I can't imagine you could have, well, you certainly can't have the people that were there. Most of them are dead, by the way, right? Most of them are dead. But they didn't exactly run it well. Run viciously and badly. So you can't have that.
Mr. President, on TikTok, sir, do you pause any decision on Chinese tariffs until you know what the resolution on TikTok will be?
No. If China didn't approve it, we could put tariffs on China. Don't forget, China charges us tariffs, and we charge them very little, except for what I did. I put a lot of, we took in hundreds of billions of dollars. But until I came along, China never paid 10 cents to this country. They ripped us off, and they never paid anything. But like, if we wanted to make a deal with TikTok, and it was a good deal, and China wouldn't approve it, then I think ultimately they'd approve it because we'd put tariffs on China. Maybe. I'm not saying I would, but you certainly could do that. And if we said, well, if you're not going to approve it, then that's a certain hostility, and we'll put tariffs of 25, 30, 40, 50%, even 100%. And if we did that, I think they'd approve it.
President Trump, you've seen the other living presidents a couple times in the last few months. If you ever had to call on one of them for advice about anything that's going on here, which one would you call?
It's an interesting. Well, I thought Bill Clinton was a very good politician. I don't think he was used properly. I think they disrespected him. When Hillary was running, he came back and he said, you know, you better get up to Michigan and Wisconsin. You remember that, Peter? Every house has a Trump sign on it. And they all laughed at him because the Republicans hadn't won Michigan or Wisconsin for decades, long time. And they all laughed at Bill Clinton. Like, the hell does he know? And he turned out to be right because I won both of them. And then we just won both in this election, too. We won Wisconsin and Michigan and every other swing state. We won all the swing states, all 7. They talked about 7 swing states. We won them all. So, but Bill Clinton he had a great political sense, I think.
You looked like you were having a good conversation with President Obama at President Carter's.
I was. And you'd like to know what it was? Oh. Everybody wants to know. I know, I wouldn't want to, but we were having some crazy conversations. Why do you asking a question like that? You don't. I don't think you want to know. You might not. You might be insulted.
It's an executive order relating to holding former government officials accountable for unlawful disclosure of sensitive information. This next one, sir, is a declaration of a national energy emergency.
So you also
That's a big one. You know what that allows you to do? That means you can do whatever you have to do to get out of that problem. And we do have that kind of an emergency.
President Trump, at some point will you use your powers of the presidency to tell Americans who are concerned about drones?
Yeah, oh,
A few weeks
good.
ago,
Yeah.
what exactly
I will.
happened? Can you tell us now?
In fact, I'd like to know because I just got here.
What do you think?
I just came here. I've been here for what, 15 minutes now.
Do people listening, because this is going out live.
And I got to read this letter too. Because of you, I found this letter.
I can read it for you.
It's interesting. Yeah, I know you would. Your father would too.
But is it anything of these drones? Is it anything that people need to be worried
No,
about?
I think it's terrible. I would like to find out what it is and tell the people.
And can you commit to some kind of...
In fact, I'd like to do that. Could we find out what that was, Susie? Okay? Yeah, why don't we find out? Immediately. I mean, I can't imagine it's an enemy or there would have been, people would have gotten blown up all over. Maybe they were testing things. I don't know why they wouldn't have said what it was. They had a lot of them flying over Bedminster, which is interesting, right?
And with the events today and yesterday, was everything moved inside just for cold weather, or was there some kind of security concern?
No security. Because they had everything shut down to drones. You can shut that down pretty easily if you're sophisticated. They're very sophisticated, these people. No, it was just cold weather. And we made a good move because, first of all, I thought it was incredible in the Capitol today. You know why I liked it? Because I got great reviews on that speech. I got great reviews. Can you believe it? They actually were fair.
This is
Maybe the fake news is changing.
Unleashing energy production.
Yeah, unleashing energy production. But I thought it was, I think having it in the Capitol is great. It's obviously, you can take care of the people you have to take care of. The city was booming. And if we would have done it outside, people would have been hurt because it was really cold. It was like, looked sunny. But when you stood outside for 10 minutes, people were running back in. It was really cold and really windy. The wind brings it down a lot. So we made the right decision. You couldn't have stayed. I don't think you could have had it out. You know how cold it was today. It was, people went out for a little while just to test it. They couldn't stay out more than 10 minutes. They all came back in. So we would have had a disaster if we did that, and people would have been hurt.
The unlawful disclosure, is that related to the Hunter Biden situation?
Which one?
The one on unlawful disclosures by federal officials, is that related?
No, I think it's just more general than that. It's not Hunter Biden. I was surprised that President Biden would go and pardon his whole family because that makes him look very guilty. I could have pardoned my family. I could have pardoned myself, my family. And I said, if I do that, it's going to make me look very guilty. I don't think I'd be sitting here, frankly. If I did that, I don't think I'd be sitting here right now, because I would have shown that you're guilty. But by pardoning his brother or brothers, by pardoning all of those people that he pardoned, by pardoning J6, the Unselect Committee, they destroyed all of the documents. They deleted all of the information. There's no information. And a lot of the information pertains to Nancy Pelosi because she was given 100, I mean, you know this, it's on tape with her daughter. Nancy Pelosi was responsible for not taking advantage of 10,000 soldiers or 1,000. You wouldn't have you could have used 400. It was a relatively small crowd. It wasn't the crowd that was at the mall. It was a small crowd. So I was a little bit surprised that he did it because it makes him look guilty. I mean, he's going to have to live with it. Now, with that being said, it's unbelievable precedent it creates for a president. But the precedent is unbelievable. Now maybe every president that leaves office, they're going to pardon every person they ever met so they don't have some lunatic like deranged Jack Smith, who's a total lunatic, by the way. Not a smart guy, he's a dummy. But we beat the hell out of him. And I helped my reputation.
Do you think you'd have to do the same thing at the end of this term?
Well, I guess now I have precedent to do it. I wouldn't want to do that, no. I think it makes you look very guilty. I think it makes Biden look very bad, very weak, and very guilty. And, I mean, he pardoned everybody. How about this J6 committee? Why is he pardoning them? The reason is because if you delete and destroy documentation, everything, they have nothing because they were guilty as hell. They rigged it. It was a rigged deal. And when you do that, they look very bad, but I was a little surprised he did it. Liz Cheney, I mean, she's a lunatic. And she lost by the greatest margin in the history of a politician running for Congress, like 40 points. The reason it was the greatest is because anybody losing that badly is going to drop out. But she's a nut job. She doesn't drop out. You know, she just keeps chugging forward. And she lost by almost 40 points. That's the biggest number anybody's ever lost by. But why would Biden do that? He pardoned her and pardoned everybody. The reason is that they destroyed documents. And if you're even in a civil case, which this wouldn't be, I mean, people go to jail for a long time for doing that. What's this one?
That's unleashing American energy, sir. It relates to easing permitting processes and other regulatory systems to ensure that we can produce energy efficiently to drive the American economy forward.
President Trump, looking around the office, we noticed some changes from the way that Biden had it set up. Can you confirm that you have added back the Diet Coke plan?
I think this, first of all, I just got here. So my people came in. They have extraordinary decorator sense, right? Let me just see some of the pictures. Oh, that's a good one. I could live with him. I could live with George Washington, I can tell you. I could live with Thomas Jefferson. I could live with most of them. They took a very safe route. They don't have any bad ones up there.
Withdrawing from
What is this one?
Withdrawing from the World Health Organization, sir.
Ooh, that's a big one. So we paid $500 million to World Health when I was here, and I terminated it. China, with 1.4 billion people, we have 350. Nobody knows what we have because so many people came in illegally. But let's say we have 325. They had 1.4 billion. They were paying 39 million. We were paying 500 million. It seemed a little unfair to me. So that wasn't the reason, but I dropped out. They offered me to come back for 39 million. In theory, it should be less than that, but, you know. And when Biden came back, they came back for 500 million. He knew that you could have come back for 39 million. They wanted us back so badly, so we'll see what happens.
Mr. President,
Pretty sad, though. Think of it. China pays 39 million, and we pay 500 million. and China's a bigger country.
Mr. President, you spoke about inflation today in your remarks. What actions are you taking today that will have a direct impact for Americans on their everyday costs to bring the costs down?
The biggest thing and factor for inflation is energy. They screwed up my energy policy, and then they went back to it. You know, they hurt it really badly, and then they went back to it, and they started drilling more, but by that time it was too late. Many of these things that we're signing and that Doug Burgum is going to be signing, and Chris Wright, who's phenomenal, you know, Energy, Department of Energy, we're going to be taking a lot, we're going to make a lot of money from energy. We have more than anybody else. We're going to make a lot of money from energy. We're going to make a lot of money from tariffs. You know, European Union charges us, they have a VAT tax of 20%, but it's really much higher than that. And that's the equivalent, almost the equivalent of a tariff. And they're tough. They're very tough. They don't take our cars. They don't take our farm product. They don't take almost anything. And yet we take their cars, and we take their farm product. We take a lot from them. So, you know, we have like a $300 billion deficit with the European Union. So we'll straighten that out with either tariffs or they have to buy our oil. The one thing they can do, our oil and gas, the one thing they can do to catch up quickly, buy our oil and gas.
Will you travel?
And they should do that.
Will you travel to China this year?
Yeah, it could be. I've had the invite.
Is there
President Xi invited
I would
you
do it,
to
yeah.
come this
I
year.
would do it.
Talking about the European Union and the tariffs, like, what do you mean when you say that European Union country like is part of BRICS?
That a what?
BRICS. You said the
Oh, BRICS. No, I was talking about BRICS. BRICS are 6 nations. I think it's 7 nations. And they were looking to do a number in the United States. And if they do that, they won't be happy about what's going to happen to them.
Are you still considering a universal tariff, Mr. President, on all countries?
I may, yeah, but we're not ready for that yet. We may put it, wrap it,
Mr. President.
because essentially all countries take advantage of the U.S. We don't make any good deals in the U.S. It's amazing in a way that we exist. We don't make good deals. We don't have any good deals. We have a deficit with almost, not all, there are a couple, I won't tell you their names because I don't want them to find out about it because they'll feel stupid. But there are a couple of countries that actually don't make money with us. But I don't want to let you know because they'll immediately change that. But we're gonna do. I tell you what, our country has an amazing economic future. I really believe that.
What kind of universal tariff if you did do one?
Well, you put a universal tariff on anybody doing business in the United States because they're coming in and they're stealing our wealth, they're stealing our jobs, they're stealing our companies, they're hurting our companies. So you put a tariff on to keep them from doing that.
Mr. President, you surround yourself with a whole bunch of billionaires today. President Biden has in his farewell address one about an oligarchy. I was wondering if you could respond to that.
Well, he had a lot of guys, and then they found out that he didn't know what the hell he was talking about, and I think they deserted him. They deserted him, those same guys. Look, I don't make pretenses, smart guys, but there are a lot of smart people around, but they did desert him. They were all with him, every one of them. Now they're all with me. I don't know. It's not going to get anything from me. I don't need money. But I do want the nation to do well, and they're smart people, and they have, they create a lot of jobs. And if they don't do it, China's going to do it. You know, what they've done is they've taken industries and they've taken it away. They outsmarted China. And, we sort of like that. It's okay. They've done a great job. A lot of them. Not all of them.
Protecting women from radical gender ideologies.
Ooh.
Mr. President, going back to the World Health Organization, you were the president during COVID. Don't you see the importance of an organization like that to coordinate a global response?
Sure, I do, but not when you're being ripped off like we are by the World Health. World Health ripped us off. Everybody rips off the United States, and that's it. It's not going to happen anymore. Thank you very much, everybody.
All right, guys, let's go.
One last one, sir. This is your Martin Luther King Day proclamation.
Thank you, Press.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Press.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Let's go. Thanks, President. Thank you, guys.
Mark, this is Martin.
Let's go, guys.
What are we doing on this stuff? Thank you very much. Thanks. All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Recording? Is this off? Recording?
Don't do it. Let's go. Yeah, we'll come back. We'll come back. Make sure it's off. Yep.
All right, guys. So signing of, did he sign 200 of them or not? I don't know. Signing of 200 executive orders that were vetted in advance. This wasn't like, I don't know what I'm signing here. This is not the Biden moment. Pre-vetted in advance. They knew what they were going to go through. Everything was orchestrated. This was the ceremonial portion where he's just putting his signature on it. You saw there's Post-its on each one so that his aide could handle or at least read out what was coming up next, and then Trump would layer in some commentary about it. But let's go real quick to the fireworks display. Oops, hold on, messed something up here. Let's head over to a fireworks display here that happened just a couple of days ago. And while that's getting going, oh, it looks like I got to pipe in my own patriotic music here. Good Lord. All right, patriotic music. And while that's getting going, if you want to call in, there's a guest link in the description and in my bio. Check that out. If you want to just dial in. When you say dial in, it's a link. It's kind of like a little Zoom meeting thing. But you can kind of voice your opinion with everybody that's on the stream at this moment. So if you got any thoughts you want to share with the group, takeaways from today, feel free. And here we got the fireworks display getting ready to go here.
Mr. Reynolds, excuse me, but there's something going on in the sculpture class. I think you ought to check it out.
It's about to get going. Oh, gotta pipe in some of my own music again, guys. Have fun. It's like they're playing Use Your Illusion album in the background, way back in the early 90s, Guns N' Roses. Is that November Rain? Yeah, this is live, Cody. Well, actually, no, the fireworks happened a couple nights ago. I just didn't get a chance to see it. I'm watching the display here a few days ago. And I'm waiting to see anybody want to dial in, just give their takeaways on the day. Yeah, I'm going to put the link in the here. Hey, what's going on? Shout out from the Philippines. I live streamed when I was in the Philippines late last year. So what's going on, Alpha Kappa? All right, what's going on here? Let's get some of my other fancy news music going. Y'all ready for this? Whoa, almost at 16,000? Jeez. Just need 8 more. Look at these fireworks, are insane. I just need 7 more, folks. Need 7 more subs. Share it with your friends, somebody. Help me out. And there we're at. Oh, 2 more. Come on, guys. I just got 5 more. Help me out, guys. Almost there. 16,000. That is ridiculous. Been a crazy day. Two more. Where are my 2? 1 more. Whoa. We just blew past it. Whoa. Nice. Thank you, people. We keep going. My goodness. Awesome. 16,004. Jeez Louise. Wow. Man, it's just going up quick. Holy cow. Thanks, y'all. Thank you, Ghost. Well, watch out. The bot's going to catch you. Get too many repeated posts there, guys. All right. Anybody want to jump on live? Here, let me. Oh, I forgot to put the link. I'm going to put the link here. https go.politicalcow.com/live. Live guest caller link. All right. Let's just put that in there. Anybody want to join in, share their thoughts, takeaways on the evening's events? I right, pinned it in the chat. Again, the pinned chat. Look at the description. You can go to my link tree, which is in my bio, and the very first link on that should be to get you up and running live. So if anybody wants to jump in to share their takeaways on the day, go ahead and click through. We'll get you up here. What's this cameraman doing? That's not where the fireworks are, buddy. Oh, there we go. There we go. That's better. Cameraman fell asleep on the job there for a second. Cow politics. So if you guys don't know what political cow is, I won't put the music back on here for a second. It's an analogy for forms of government or economic systems. So you can describe communism, socialism, capitalism by giving an example of a farmer who has 2 cows. It's a really old school analogy that's out there. So it's just keeping things simple and staying principled on things. So for example, there's a farmer has 2 cows. He sells one of them, buys a bull, creates a big herd, hires a bunch of people to work for him to take care of the herd, becomes very wealthy. And yet if you were in a socialist state, the government would come and take one of your cows, give it to your neighbor, and tell you to take care of it for them. So some of it's a bit facetious, but I think it's a pretty good indication of what each system really represents. I can't. They got music going here. I don't want to get copyrighted on those. I mean, the biggest thing is I just want to have dialogue with people. I want people to be able to talk with one another and not just yell talking points back and forth. Oh, thank you, Dixon. Dixon, I appreciate all the support that you're giving me here. I really do. It's the pin chat, right? Yes, check out the pin chat. It's 50-50 if this guy's a genius. You should check out check out my latest shorts, YouTube shorts on the Genius theme. I lean to the right politically. Brady Page. Oh wow, I don't even know what that means, Brady Page. Yeah, Kyle, a lot of it was circumstantial, though, right? With pandemic response, a lot of things were drummed up. I feel like we can generally come to a consensus that a lot of things were blown out of proportion during that time frame, and people were in a different state of mind. So there was a direct correlation there. All right, going to give it a little bit more time if anyone wants to call in. Pin chat, link tree, description. Description's got it, right? Let me just double check. Yeah, there we go. Guest call in line. Yep, it's in the description. I have to look to merge with a different chat, not merge, but get another creator on here just to get some dialogue going for future events. .30 in LA. Far right or moderate right? I don't know, Josh. I like to think I'm pretty fiscally conservative. I'm kind of split on social stuff. Hey, it's that guy that has got the funny singing voice. Well, I mean, it seems funny to me, but I guess somebody pointed out in the chat earlier that was Trump's one of Trump's favorite singers. So, what do you know? There he is, chatting with him. Anyway, you go down the list of things, and I'm a little bit more moderate, I guess. Social standpoint, fiscal standpoint, very conservative. I think we need to ask the least of government as possible. It just needs to establish the framework and system within which we operate. Kim Jong-un for 2028. Let's put that up there. 7:30 in Hawaii. Oh, thanks for watching in Hawaii. All right, so that was that. What else have we got going on here? Motorcade, signing, that. All right, guys, I'm going to close it out. Again, in the future events, I've got that same link. I'm going to disable it as soon as the live stream's over. But I appreciate you guys joining in. Like, subscribe, share. Who wants to go and do the research stuff? Steve O'Mac. All right, I'm going back to making rap music. Thanks for allowing me to tell the truth, even though no one wants to go and do research and find out that the government's bankrupt. Sad but true. Modern monetary theory. Keep that phrase in mind. That's what Democrats subscribe to. So when I said I'm fiscally conservative, I'm against modern monetary theory, which says it's okay to print as much money as you want. It's okay to have debt to GDP that's outrageous, 200, 300%, because you could just keep printing more money to pay it off. No big deal. And if you have problems with inflation, the way you handle that is increase taxes. So you're telling me like eggs are $7 a dozen and you want me to raise taxes on that family now? It's just a bizarre theory. And that's unfortunately what a lot of these Democrats are subscribing to. And a lot of the economists that stand behind them are proponents of it. All a bunch of academics. This theory has not really worked out. There's parts of it that are in existence, right, with Federal Reserve and other things, but the extremes to which they dictate you can go, it's unreal. Not sustainable. All right. So I appreciate the 136K folks that came by. We peaked out at what was this? 2,100 folks? Yeah, 2,100. And yeah, I guess we don't have any live guests. I'll catch you guys again on another episode of Political ASMR in the future. What's going on, Cody? Oh. I'm just scanning the chat real quick before I jump out of here. What do I think about Trump releasing this crypto meme coin the day before inauguration? Does this pose ethical problems? Was he really tied to it? Did Trump endorse or create a oh, there's Trump and Melania coin. Where could you buy these coins? Oh, wow. Millennium meme. Wow. How about that? I don't know, guys. These meme coins, though, you got to think about it. Do they really have a unit of value that they represent? You look at like Filecoin, and that has utility that actually does something, right? You look at Ethereum, you look at Avalanche. These are compute frameworks, Render, so forth. They're compute frameworks. The coins do something. Bitcoin, it's a reserve, right? It's actually a currency replacement. There's a finite number of them. But the meme coins, what do they represent? What's the value? It's all a popularity contest. So, anybody can create a meme coin. And I mean, you buy into it and you should know what you're getting into. There's no intrinsic value out of it. Even like the Bored Apes Yacht Club, they've said for quite some time that they're going to come out with some additional frameworks and other stuff, but it's just been endless development. Endless development. Of course, I sit there and say this, and it's like, would you have wanted to be in early on those Bored Ape? Yeah, of course. But I'd want to get out too. I would get out and take my money and run. I jumped out of Bitcoin. I could be wrong. Could go to 150, 200, but I'm good with the gains I got here recently. I'm going to leave it alone because I think we're going to take a dip. All right. I've said enough. Not financial advice. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in this evening. Let me just check. Last bit of comments here. All right, guys. Signing off. I appreciate it. Call in next time. Let's have a chat. Not going to try and do gotcha politics stuff with you. Open to letting you guys just express your thoughts, takeaways from inauguration, from the election. But most importantly, like and subscribe. Share this with your friend.
Darkness falls, truth emerges. Political cow unveils the lies. Behind the screen, wisdom surges, lighting up hate with her eyes. In the shadows, secrets lurk. She exposes, she ignites. With every post she does the work, unmasking darkness, revealing lights. Political cow, the beacon bright, unveiling truth, banishing night. With every post she does the work, unmasking darkness, revealing lights. Oh, what? Political cow, the beacon bright, unveiling truth, vanishing night. Her voice cuts through, stark and raw, shattering deception, breaking the law. Icons crumble, empires fall. She stands tall, fierce and cold. Her voice echoes a thunderous call. In the chaos, her strength unfolds. False prophets scatter, truth ascends. The world watches, mesmerized. Political cow's battle never ends. In her light, dark meets its demise. Political cow, the beacon bright, unveiling truth, vanishing light. At every post, she does the work, unmasking darkness, revealing lights. Political call, the beacon bright, unveiling truth, vanishing night. Her voice cuts through, stark and raw, shattering deception, breaking the law. Political call, political call. Political call, political ascends, the world watches, mesmerized. Political cows battle never ends, and in her light, dark regions delight. False prophets scatter, truth ascends, the